What's up guys, it's Section and welcome back to another video, Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty on stream. We are going to start the plant. Now, I apologise for the start of this here because it is going to be a lot of videos and talking. If I don't think they're of any use, I'll skip them story-wise because I mean there are some that are a bit crap. I actually just looked at my time for the tanker and it took me 1 hour and 26 minutes. On very easy, running through it as quick as I possibly can, I can do it in 14 minutes.
Snake, do you remember the sinking of that tanker 2 years ago?
Like the whole thing through and through.
Terrorists blow a hole in an oil tanker full of crude barely 20 miles off the shore of Manhattan. Your classic nightmare. It didn't take long for the government to put an oil fence around the whole mess. And then that massive offshore cleanup facility went up inside.
The big shell. I hear the cleanup isn't quite over yet.
It takes time. But in the meantime, the shell's become a landmark, a symbol of environmental protection.
Calling teams Alpha and Bravo. Deploy at the big shell as scheduled.
Approximately 6 hours ago, the big shell was seized by an armed group.
Do we have an ID?
Former members of the Navy SEAL Special Anti-Terrorist Training Squad Dead Cell. Russian private army members may also be involved. It's a highly trained group and they have the big shell under complete control.
Come in from downwind and pull up fast. Get ready to fast rope down to Shell 1. 5 minutes to ETA. Alpha, your top priority is to rescue and safeguard the President. Team Bravo, watch out for Stillman's back and get those C4s disarmed.
What are their demands?
$30 billion.
$30 billion? What makes them think they can get that much?
There was a government-sponsored tour going on at the big shell that day.
Hostages, huh?
A VIP from one of the major conservation groups, and one from our own government. The most important person in a sense.
The most important person?
James Johnson.
The President?
Unless the demands are met, the terrorists intend to blow the big shell out of the water.
And the crude will ignite, turning the Manhattan Harbor into an inferno.
That's not the worst-case scenario. If the chlorides being used to decontaminate the seawater go up with the oil,
Somebody's already cut through that.
catastrophic levels of dioxins will be released. In other words, the bay's ecosystem will be wiped out, and the sea will turn into a toxic soup for centuries, becoming the worst environmental disaster in history. You have 2 mission objectives. 1, infiltrate the offshore decontamination facility Big Shell and safeguard the President and other hostages. And 2, disarm the terrorists by any means necessary. You should know that SEAL Team 10 is also conducting a rescue operation.
Is this a joint effort?
No. Foxhound remains a covert body. Don't alert them to your presence. That is an order.
This is Snake. I'm now inside Strut A of Shell 1.
How are things?
We're in luck. Looks like there are no sentries posted here.
What's the visibility?
The lights on the plant struts are functioning. I won't have to use the IR goggles.
Any problems?
There was a brand new hole cut through the oil fence. There's someone else besides me that wanted to get in badly.
That's not possible.
What about SEAL Team 10?
They landed on the roof of the big shell as planned. And by the way, Snake, we're changing your code name for all following communication.
What's wrong with Snake?
Just a precaution. You are now designated Raiden. All right, Raiden. You've already covered infiltration and VR training.
I've completed 300 missions in VR. I feel like some kind of legendary mercenary.
Okay, we'll skip that part.
Make sure nobody sees you. If you need to, contact me by codec. The frequency is 140.85. When you want to use the codec, Push the back button. When we need to reach you, contact you, the codec will beep. When you hear that noise, press the back button. The codec's receiver directly stimulates the small bones of your ear. No one but you will be able to hear it.
All right. I'll contact you if anything changes.
First, make your way to the upper section of the big shell.
How do I get up to the next level?
There's an elevator at the far end of that area. Use that.
Sounds good.
The hatch with a circular handle will open into the elevator.
Yeah, we got it. Okay, right, where are we? There is one Easter egg we can actually do right away, which is that, which is only available on hard and extreme mode. Quite an interesting one, but it takes you to go through the entire game, but it starts right here. Which is this, Shaver. The electric razor's smooth and quick shaving performance. Nothing is left behind. Right, while we're here, I'm going to actually find the bomb. Later on we will have to come back here, but we will be timed. But it's not actually, it is here, but it's not actually activated. I wonder, is it around? No. Not really sure where it is. I mean, in all the other difficulties, it's under here. On hard mode, you have to stand on that, and it's there, but not really sure. Oh well. Like I said before, like in the tanker, there's barely anything. Like honestly, in all the other difficulties, like I keep saying, there's stuff in all these lockers, there's stuff sitting here. Everything. It's awesome. You just get everything. But no, today we have nothing. We have a shaver. I just heard something getting beat up. Even he doesn't understand who beat him up.
Colonel, I've sighted an enemy sentry. AN-94 and a Makarov. Those grenades, all his equipment, is Russian-made.
Must be a Gorlukovich man.
Gorlukovich?
A Russian private army that was in line to work with the Shadow Moses takeover group 4 years ago.
What's their stake in this one?
They must have made a deal, an arrangement with the terrorists. They become a band of mercenaries, an army without a country.
Fair enough. What was our tick? Okay, right, there's something I've missed, which is in the water here. So, I'm going to cut a little footage and go and get it. There we go, thermal goggles. Ooh, the sooner I get this mask off, the better, and then I can actually look at things. Let's get out of here. Who's that? Cough, cough, as if I don't already know.
Colonel, there's definitely another intruder in here besides me.
Okay.
That's not a possibility.
Not a team. Looks like a solo job.
One man.
We may not know who he is, but he managed to take care of every sentry in the area. They're all out cold. Whoever he is, he's got some skills.
We need to get an ID. But for now, you can take advantage of the situation and get to work. There's a terminal in front of the elevator. A node.
Did you say nerd?
Not nerd. Node.
Oh,
Use the node to gain access to the Big Shell's facilities network.
Then what?
Pull up the map of the structure. That'll let you activate.
It's just to get your radar up and running. Then he talks about some crap about it. Unfortunately, it's kind of annoying that you have to go into every strut, which I can't actually view at the moment. What's he want now?
Raiden, you won't be able to use any of the enemy's equipment.
Why not?
You should know that all active weapons are equipped with a personal identification system. The owner enters their required user ID information during the weapon registration or at the start of a mission. If anyone other than the registered user tries to fire the weapon, the ID system will not authorize the action.
But these are black market Russian weapons. How can they be equipped with identification functionality?
They must have been customized by the terrorists themselves. These are professionals we're dealing with, and they certainly won't let their own equipment be used against them.
I'm guessing it's the same for the Navy SEALs gear?
Right.
How am I supposed to procure weapons then?
Find the ones that haven't yet been individualized. Everything you find in the item box is clean. You should know this from your VR training.
Okay, I know those.
Items in the item box are yours to...
I think that's quite interesting, the fact that guns and stuff that you find off enemies and stuff you can't use. This being a 2001 game, and having something like that there, I think is really, really cool. I may not have mentioned this in an earlier video, but this game is the... it's the first adaptation of artificial intelligence, proper artificial intelligence in the game. Thinking AI, as it is. Whereas in the first game, if you got alerted, they just flooded troops at you in groups of 3s or 4s until you died, or else until you got out of there. Whereas here it's a lot... they're methodical, they think in their actions to come and get you. If you go and hide in the locker and they seen you going into that there room, but they don't know you're in that locker, they will breach and clear the room and check all the areas that they know, which I think is really, really handy. Well, it's not handy, but it's really cool. For being such an old game, and
good work, right?
All the other artificial
The radar
intelligence
should be functioning now.
learned from this
Remember
in
your
gaming's
VR
future.
training sessions. The tool is exactly the same one. It maps...
Yeah, we know what this is. Oh yeah, Rose, that's Raiden's bird. She is very annoying, mostly because she just constantly calls you and it's like, do you remember the day we met, Jack? And you're just like, I don't care. See what I mean by the talking? I mean, it's non-stop.
Right.
The enemy's regaining consciousness. Gallard.
Be careful, Jack.
Find somewhere to hide until
By the way,
elevator
just got a
arrives.
quote, we are
You
not
must
doing
stay
a
out of sight.
non-lethal run, so this gentleman here
I'm under enemy fire. Secure the perimeter.
is slightly gonna die.
Who is that?
Didn't think he's seen that, but might.
It's the enemy. I need help.
Oh, wait, I'm just gonna die. Hold on. Okay, right, here we go.
I'm under enemy fire.
Secure the perimeter. 3 people to guard this one area. Their vision is impeccable in this game mode. Right, that's the elevator. It's been called. There it is. I'm not really sure how you would get around this.
Huh?
Sadly, you're gonna join your mate.
Return to your positions. Stay sharp.
Come on.
Who's there?
We're going to try not to use stealth as much as possible, just like last time. But it's not fun, I find, if you play on the game mode where it's mission fail if you get alerted. I think it's kind of fun whenever you try and run away. But if push comes to shove, I'll engage stealth so I can avoid getting killed.
The terrorists call themselves Sons of Liberty.
Sons of Liberty?
The name of their leader is Solid Snake.
The hero of Shadow Moses? So that's why you changed my code name.
Right, but he can't be the Solid Snake. He died 2 years ago on that tanker after he blew it sky high.
Could he have survived?
Not a chance.
Colonel, I'm on the roof. There are no sentries, but it would only take one to spot me in this light.
You never had daylight VR training after all. Stay extra sharp until you can find a node to log in from.
What about...
Yeah, I'll be alright. We need to go to strut B, because that's where the seals have went to. This is the shell.
The big shell is comprised of shells 1 and 2. Each unit consists of a central core and 6 struts surrounding
I think
it.
it's really cool.
So the whole thing is shaped like 2 hexagons connected end on end.
Exactly. And you're on the roof of strut A, shell 1 at the moment. First, get to a node. Log into the network.
Got it.
Nodes are annoying because you need to log into them in every area, because you don't have a radar until you do it. Also, I love the fact that his suit is rubber, but it would be very uncomfortable, I would imagine. But this is the funny part. Falls in his ass when you run over bird poo. Okay, right. You still don't have a gun, which is ridiculous. They're telling me to crawl through the thing, and then as soon as you get up, spam you another one.
Raiden, SEAL Team 10 is in.
Do we really have no line of communication with the SEALs?
They don't know a thing about us. You know we work in the dark, and this mission is no exception. Only a few people know about your presence here. There's no need for concern.
Get real.
This operation is under Pentagon's direct command, and the NSDD came from the Vice President and the Secretary of Defense. Your mission may be top secret, but it's gone through the usual channels.
Okay. Oh yes, that reminds me. Instead of the bandana, he gets wings, which I think is fantastic. There's blue, orange, and a brown one. The orange one is for infinite grip. Blue one, infinite O2 whenever you're swimming. And my personal favourite, because he actually suits it, is the brown one.
I'll go check the roof. I'll leave the first floor to you, okay? Understood.
He has to ring everybody about everything. You'd swear he gets lonely or something. Yep, let's call somebody here. Right. Come on, go away. We don't care. Although we do need a special wig. The orange one. This one's really, really handy. The brown bits of floor there, if I walk on it, it'll make a noise. is why I'm going into hanging mode, rather than just walk up behind him and beat him up. This man stands there for ages. The blood. The amount of it. That'll be the sales.
Alpha Zero. Come in, Alpha Zero.
Does he ever need to reload? Man's a bit sick.
All Alpha, come in. What's going on? Alpha, respond.
You don't actually realize how dark this game is until you see some of the things. Not as in dark as in moody, but dark as in brightness. Must admit. Oh. Oh.
What are you?
Five today,
That's a bit of a freak.
or rather 6.
Phil Lamar.
Get down!
Bullet grazed his face.
Where is he?
Ooh, that would hurt. Sounds strong.
Strange smell. You smell like... Are you? It has to be.
Shoot him! What are you waiting for?
Did he just dance my bullets away?
Vamp,
Yeah, Queen?
are you all done cleaning up?
Yes, but wait till I tell you what I found.
Something interesting?
I'll tell you in person. Where are you?
In the central unit with the president.
Be right there.
Man's a psycho, there's no doubt about it.
Hold on. I'm not an enemy. Calm down.
Look at Raiden being all serious.
My name is Pliskin. Iroquois Pliskin. Lieutenant Junior Grade.
Is it? Well, you look familiar.
Are you a Navy SEAL? How did you get in?
Fast rope descent from a Navy chopper.
I think that's shit you're talking, Pliskin.
Have I seen you before?
That suit. Are you Foxhound?
That's right.
Foxhound was disbanded. Huh? Where were you before Foxhound? Delta Force?
I was part of the Army's Force 21 trials.
Force 21? That's about tactical IT deployment, right? Any field experience?
No, not really.
So this is your first.
I've had extensive training, the kind that's indistinguishable from the real thing.
Like what?
Sneaking mission 60, weapons 80, advanced,
VR, huh?
but realistic in every way.
Oh, another good
A
game.
virtual grunt of the digital age, that's just great.
That's far more effective than live exercises.
You don't get injured in VR, do you? Every year, a few soldiers die in field exercises.
There's pain sensation in VR and even a sense of reality and urgency. The only difference is it isn't actually happening.
That's the way they want you to think, to remove you from the fear that goes with battle situations. War is a video game. What better way to raise the ultimate soldier?
All the millions of old snakes. Metal Gear Solid 1 snakes.
So you're saying that VR training is some kind of mind control?
Right. What's going on?
The Alpha team from Navy SEAL 10 is dead. No, a single survivor.
The kid's wired with nanomachines.
What about the president?
Looks like they took him somewhere else.
I see. You said there was a survivor from SEAL Team 10.
Yeah, Lieutenant J.G. Pliskin.
Has he seen your face?
What?
This is a top secret mission.
Well, it's not like I have a
No one
mask.
can know that we're involved.
It's a little too late for that. What's up?
Take a look.
I mean, he doesn't know my actual hair color, if that helps.
What the hell?
A Navy captain.
You all right?
Give me a few minutes. Must have lost a few more pints than I thought.
What was that man just now?
That blood-sucking freak? That was Vamp. He's Romanian, a wizard with knives, as you saw.
The way he moved didn't seem human.
You won't see that in VR, I guarantee.
What is he?
One of the members of Dead Cell.
Dead Cell? Him?
A special forces unit created by ex-President George Sears. The name was originally intended to reflect its anti-terrorist functions. The unit would launch unannounced assaults on government complexes for the ultimate terrorism simulation. They were needed to show VR troopers like you how to deal with the real thing. But around the time their original leader died in prison, the unit began to unravel. They were always close to the edge, but they became more and more extreme, began to go after US allies, even civilians. We estimate that no fewer than 100 people died as a result of accidents the Dead Cell arranged on their own. They were out of control, and it all came to a head 6 months ago.
What happened?
The unit was devastated. There are only 3 left now, and you just saw one of them.
Why would they go after the big shell?
How should I know? I told you they were on the lunatic fringe.
What about their leader? He says he's Solid Snake.
Snake died 2 years ago.
Snake died?
You mean the incident that made this big shell necessary in the first place?
Right, and he was the one that sank that tanker.
But he's a legend.
Legends are usually bad news. There's not a lot of difference between heroes and madmen.
You're saying Snake is still alive and pulled another one?
No, he's not involved in this one. His body was positively ID'd 2 years ago.
Snake is dead.
That's a fan, Maz.
And buried.
You can't get that gun in the tanker, which is really sad.
What about the other soldiers? I saw Russian equipment too.
Former Soviet military. They're probably mercenaries. The big shell is too much ground for just Dead Cell members to hold down. You weren't briefed on any of this? And you came in alone to boot? Why? What are you really doing here? Can't tell me, huh? Fine with me.
Remember that shaver that we picked
I
up
don't
earlier?
smoke.
Keep it anyway. May come in handy.
Keep it in mind.
Take this too.
A pistol! Thank you.
Here, take this.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Come in, Alpha Zero. This is Bravo Zero, currently at the bridge between struts B and C. The President is... Damn, I can't hit this thing. It's like some bad dream. Alpha, anyone, come in, all Alpha. This is Bravo Zero.
Aren't you going to answer him?
Well, that answers that.
The BC connecting bridge.
We need to get there. Can you handle it?
I need a few more minutes. Remember my frequency. It's 141.80.
141.80. Got it.
I've been briefed on this plant's layout. If you need information on the place or about Dead Cell, contact me. You're using nano communication, right?
Yeah, but I can patch into your frequency.
You're such a nerd.
Hey, what's your name?
Raiden.
Raiden. Strange code name.
Makes up for the boring one my parents gave me.
Maybe I'll find out someday.
Usually it actually teaches you to aim down sight and crap, but I suppose it's sort of realized, like, you know, he's on extreme mode, so maybe he doesn't need that.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Yeah, don't point a gun at Snake. You can also call him, which is absolutely hilarious, especially when he's sleeping.
He's asleep?
I shall skip to my favorite one. Listen.
He's still sleeping.
Liquid.
Huh?
Snake's awesome.
Think you can shoot that thing?
Yeah, see if you shoot him, he will shoot back, and he'll probably insta-kill me on this difficulty, so that's not M9. I wish I had the M9, it'd be friggin' fantastic. Right! Prepare yourselves for the most annoying person ever. And here she is, and this is why I don't like this one.
Jack, it's me.
Everything okay, Rose?
Don't you need to save the mission data?
Oh yeah. Thanks for the reminder.
That's a bit different, but still, fair enough. I mean, I can save this. Now.
Jack, do you remember what day tomorrow is?
That again.
I mean, why do I care?
I'm sorry, but I still don't have a clue.
And then she goes on and on and on, and you're like, why? Seriously? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this here video. It was a bit more... talking and videos more than gameplay, to be fair, but it is the intro to the game. But thank you very much for sticking through it. We'll get into more hands-on action through the next one, but I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.